Now for our special report on the TV event the nation was waiting for, Super SONA 2016. Everyone was watching as South Africa's MVP, Jacob Zuma, faced off against rookie Julius Malema, who keeps scoring against the established powerhouse.
And the event was almost a replay of last year, with the EFF being sent off early.
Let's cross to Justice, who's reporting for us from Parliament.
Thank you, Deborah. And yes, I had the privilege of being the man on the ground for Puppet Nation at SONA 16. Zuma's cliche by cliche script, the EFF's walkout, Maleka's immovable inability to recognize anyone, we're going to bring you all of it. But first, here's a peek at how some of our politicians prepared for last night's SONA.
But I want to do the first point of order.
But Comrade Commander-in-Chief, I also want a 10.
Okay, fine. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
I win!
Aye, man. How does paper even beat a rock? It is unparliamentary. Best out of 3?
I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. Something doesn't feel right. Aha! I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. Yes, there it is. Game on.
Best out of 15?
I win again.
I need to discuss a vital matter with the president.
No. You can't disturb him. He's writing his SONA speech with his advisors.
Is our president here? I have to ask him an important question, and he's not answering his phone.
No. He's with his advisors now.
But if the three of us are here, who is advising him?
Siri, what should I tell the people about my Van Rooyening?
I couldn't even begin to think about knowing how to answer that question.
Bitbox for me, Siri.
Here's one I've been practicing. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and I could do this all day. Cats and boots and 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 cats.
Best out of 999?
You bet your bottom dollar.
So, you miss being down there in the circus and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, those were the days. Sorry.
When I was president, I wouldn't have allowed this EFF nonsense. Point of order this, point of order that.
Ha! More like point of disorder.
The day began with the city of Cape Town seemingly preparing for war. 3 different groups marched. Zuma must fall, the SESCONA People's Movement, and later the EFF. And elsewhere in the city, a vigil was held to reflect on 50 years since District 6's destruction. And then things got heated with clashes between EFF members and SESCONA, and tear gas and stun grenades being thrown to disperse the crowds. But the real drama began when proceedings got underway in Parliament.
And of course, we would also like to welcome
Madam Speaker.
the members of the Council of Provinces
Madam Speaker, please recognize me.
and our honorable colleagues from the embassies and consulates of our allies and friends around the world.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker.
Those overalls are ridiculous. They look like mechanics.
Ha! Except for the berets. I like the berets.
Berets are for the noble, full-hearted revolutionaries like Guevara. You wouldn't look good in a beret.
Yeah, I can't help it, man. I'm an old Afrikaans man. I've got a thing for stupid hats. Yeah.
Madam Speaker, I'm standing here. Madam Speaker.
Before too long, after a surprise early exit by all three members of COPE, the AFF stood up and started chanting Zupta must fall before exiting to go and party on down at Cupena. Once they'd gone, Zuma was able to continue, only being interrupted by the occasional D8 joker trying out for open mic night.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Justice.
I don't know if enjoyed is the right word, Mr. President.
But I thought that private... Oops. I thought that I wrote an excellent speech.
So, you think that went well?
That was brilliant, don't you know? Everyone loves me, and I didn't even giggle. Okay, maybe once. That feels so good.
So Zuma thinks that was a resounding success. But how do the opposition feel? Mr. Mamani, thank you for making the time. You look different. What are you wearing?
My advisor told me to wear clothes that would make me stand out and reflect the serious mood of the situation, because it was easier than thinking of new things to say.
Well, it certainly makes me marvel. Musi, what did you think of the president's speech?
I believe the president said nothing new. He was just the same as he always is, and the EFF was just the same as they always are.
You always say that.
Well, it's true. If the president would just cut the number of ministers down to 15, everything would be fine.
Everything?
Everything! Our country is facing dark times, and they need decisive leadership and... Oh no.
Zupta must fall. Zupta must fall.
Ah, Mr. Malema, a busy night for you.
Zupta must fall. Zupta must fall.
Well, yes, but
I can definitely tell you that this country...
I'm trying to interview Julius now.
Zupta must fall. Zupta must fall.
Mr. Malema, you have succeeded in grabbing headlines again. But where does the AFF take this campaign next?
Zupta must fall. Zupta must fall. Zupta must fall.
I think I'll just head back to the Batcave.
Zupta must
Helen,
fall.
take me in.
Zupta must fall.
Back in our day, at least we had a dress code.
Exactly. The feathers maketh the bed. What's wrong with the president commanding respecting a nice, expensive Hugo Boss suit?
Yeah, and a boutonniere. I like those too.
Is that also an old Afrikaans thing?
I don't know. Ha, I've only ever been an old Afrikaans thing, so I can't compare.
So the drama continues next week, when the AFF have said they will move to impeach Zuma. Points of order will once again be the order of the day, and the president will no doubt giggle his way through everything. Back to you at the studio.